Welcome back, coaches. In today's episode, I'll be continuing my How to Use Hudl series, episode number 3. In today's episode, we'll get into using reports based off of any data entries that you've made in the past or new data entries, and we'll get into that again as well. This can obviously be very handy for scouting your opponent each week. So if you're new to using Hudl, or if you don't have the funds to use the Hudl Assist program that enters the data in for you, then this video will show you another way to help your team prepare each week. Specifically, like I said, using reports on Hudl. All right, so let me switch over to Hudl here and we'll get started into the steps of how to use reports. Okay, I've switched over to Hudl now. I'm already logged in. I also already went to Hudl Classic and dropped down to the library tab, and I'm already in my library. I scrolled down to my clinic section where I have majority of my playlists that I use for YouTube. And so in this case, I just selected a random playlist. We're looking at Army's offense in 2021, just for the sake of today's video, how to use Hudl. All right, so we're going over reports, using reports. So we'll look at some different types of reports, but honestly, there's an infinite number of ways that you can make reports. It all depends on the data that you have put into your Hudl playlist. All right, so speaking of the data, let's get into that here. So here at the bottom of the screen, I have all my data entered in. Again, if you use Hudl Assist, you don't even need this information. You already have all your data entered in. All you'd have to go is skip to the next step and start creating reports. I actually went over all this inputting data steps process in my previous How to Use Hudl video. So if you've not checked that out, I'll leave a link to it at the very end of the video. Go check that out as well. So the first thing I always do is ODK everything. All right. And then I'll go throughout using offensive formation, play type. And then if I see a big gain or short yardage, depending on what specifically I'm looking for, we use the gain, yards gained and loss column as well, and play direction. All right, so the ones I have filled out are some of the ones that we use more often than not. And so there are a few other ones that we use, but just for the sake of this video, we're going to stick with what we have here. All right, so after you've got all this data entered in the way you want it, then you start to create reports. All right, so you come up over here where it says reports, click report. And again, there are several already report features built into Hudl that you can use if you would like. I've messed around with a few of them, but I honestly like the custom ones that I create myself a little better. So to create a custom one, click right here, create custom report, and there's all sorts of things you can do. So I always start my first column usually with ODK. That way it sorts by offense and defense. If I'm really wanting to make it a full scouting report for my team and players, that way defensive players can see the same thing if it's a printed cutout. A lot of times I don't print it out. I'll scan it and email it out, so I don't have to worry about paper as well. But anyways, well, let's go over a few of these reports that we do. So let's look at first, let's look at the ODK one. Okay, so this one is offensive play by ODK and play direction. There's only 6 plays in this whole clip, so it's not going to be very informative or accurate to what it's trying to tell us because I only have 6 clips. But anyways, so we have O. Then we can check here. We have play direction, so it tells us which way is the play going, left or right. Again, what's their formation, and then the play concept. All right. In this case, I don't like this one as much. I'm just showing you the idea of you can have play directions in with ODK and plays. I don't like this one that much because it doesn't even tell me pass or run. So it doesn't have play type even added. So I'm going to delete that. Let's make another one here. This one, both of these have play type. Okay. So let's look at this one. ODK, offensive play by ODK and play type. All right. So O, they have pass and run. So it tells you the specific percentage pass, specific percentage run. It tells you what play concept you entered in for that play, how many times they ran it in the game, or if it was 100% of the time that they ran this play. Like I said, again, this information is not accurate, so ignore that because we only have 6 plays in this whole clip. But I will show you this curl flat play. So you can go over here to curl flat, click on it, and there you go. It'll take all the plays that you have labeled curl flat. By selecting curl flat, it'll take you to it. All right, and so Army's just running a basic curl flat combo here from the tight flex bone. So in this case, they have the inside the slot wing receivers running the flat and outside receivers running the curl. So there you go. Let's just watch it one time. So there you go. That's all I was saying by that. For curl flat, just to give you an example, you can click on any play over here where it's highlighted blue and it'll take you directly to it. into basically a short playlist of that specific concept or play that you selected. All right, so finally, one more report that I have on here is, just a really basic one, offensive play-by-play type. So it just tells you how many times did they pass the ball, how many times did they run, and then what concepts did you call them in your data? What did you enter in for the name of the play in your data? And then again, has the percentages, and you can also click on them and go back and watch them at any time. All right. So there you go. There's basically the main 3 steps. So enter your data. If you don't have Hudl Assist, decide what data you want to game plan with the most. In this case, this is the data I game plan with the most. I didn't, I guess, add everything that I would normally add, but just for the sake of the video, that's what we have. And then after you've got your data entered in, create a report, choose which ones you want, customize with it, mess around. You might like one better than the other. And then finally, click share. All right, let me create one more. Let's just go back to that one. So then you click this, and then the share button, the blue share button right here. You click it, it'll pop up and it'll tell you exactly a whole list of everyone on your roster on connected to your Hudl team. You just send it out to everybody, or you can send it out individually to offensive linemen, to specific coaches, quarterbacks, receivers, whatever you want to do. All right, that is the 4 simple steps of using reports on Hudl. And like I stated before, if you guys wish to know more about putting specific data in, feel free to go watch my previous video. I'll leave a link to it here at the end of this video. And that's going to wrap up this video of today's episode of how to use Hudl. Remember, my videos come out every Tuesday night at 7:30, so be sure to tune in if you can. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave your comments below. If you enjoyed this video or took anything away from it, please click subscribe and check out some of my other videos right here on the screen here. And like always, thanks for watching.